You have a championship belt. You have a title over there on the couch. What is that?
Oh, yeah, right here.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
This whole thing.
Right here, baby. Ooh, let's see what I got. I think this is, I think that might be John Cena. My man, Mark. Hey, you know Marty Miller, our buddy Marty Miller, director out there at WWE, sent me this belt one year, and I got it. It's oh, I got one more belt. Hey?
Yes, please. It's a title, though. It's a title.
Yeah.
So
I got this belt, too.
Belt holder
Ric
up your
Flair,
whatever you want to call it.
Ric Flair, Edge, and Sheamus.
Legend?
Oh, wow. I see the World Heavyweight Championship there, and then I saw Cena's belt there. And shout out to Marty, obviously, big-time Phillies, Eagles, massive fan, incredible talent whenever it comes to cutting cameras. I got a chance to watch him work in Indianapolis for Fastlane. Great to see him. Also a guy who will hammer a beer or two.
What? Okay.
Which we all...
Or 5 or 20.
Okay. Hey, I wanted to ask you, because there's been rumblings. I don't know if you've ever told the story before publicly, but my sources from within the WWE world have told me that you have had, you know what I'm asking about here. I don't want to lead too far ahead here, but I've heard you've had an evening or two with some WWE folks, and how did that go? And I want to let you know, they have massive respect for the mayor and what the mayor can do at a bar. I just want to let you know that.
Are you talking about my run-in with John Cena?
I do believe that is the evening I heard about, yeah.
So one night I asked. I was with the Red Sox in 08, and we were coming down. We're playing Tampa Bay, and Cena popped on the screen. He's like, all right, all you Rays fans, let's give it up for the Tampa Bay Rays. And at the time, obviously, we knew that Cena was from Boston. We're like, he's posing. He's not from Tampa, he's not. So I called Marty. I'm like, Marty, can you send me John Cena's number? So Tim Wakefield and I, God rest your soul, Timmy, rest in peace. Tim and I got together and we got Cena's number. We called him. We're like, hey, dude, we saw you on the big screen in Tampa. We know you're not a big Rays fan. What are you doing? We know you're from Boston. Stop with the pose and all this stuff. So, we were crushing Cena. We left him a message. He's like, oh man, great message. Hey, let's get together for a couple pops at some point and all this. So I said, yeah, let's do it. So fast forward a couple weeks. Later in the season, we go down to play Tampa, and I called John. I'm like, Johnny, can you hook up? We're in town. We had an off day today. He's like, yeah, I'll meet you after my lift at 11:30. I'm like, who the hell is lifted at 10 o'clock at night? You know what I mean? Well, nobody but John Cena. So Cena shows up at the hotel bar, and he comes in. It was me, Tim Wakefield, Jason Bay, and a rookie named Jonathan Van Avery at the time. So we get together. We're having a few pops, and Cena's brother or ex-brother-in-law at the time, I think, was like, let's get some lemon drop shots. And he was like, we're not doing that. He's like, let's get out the Jack. And I was like, oh, this isn't good, right? So Cena, we get out a shot, we get out a drink, and we toast it up. We toast it up to Arn Anderson. Like, let's give it up to Arn Anderson, Four Horsemen, the Enforcer, boom. So then, we do that a couple rounds. Next thing you know, maybe it was a little liquid courage, Pat, but I'm like, hey, listen, I was like, any chance I could line me up for a chop? I was like, I said, I just want to see what it's like. What do I got to do? Do I have to come in like Ric Flair, bam, give you on the backhand and woo, give you one of those? And he's like, oh, Casey, this is perfect. He goes, no, what I want you to do is I want you to chop me as hard as you can right here. And he's like, and just let it rip. And I go, oh, I can't wait. He goes, now there's one thing to the story. He goes, one thing here. He goes, if you chop me, I get to chop you back. And I'm thinking, yeah, that sounds awesome, man. John Cena will light you up with a chop. This would be incredible. So sure enough, I back up, 5 steps back, AJ. Here, come running up. Boom! I hit Cena as hard as I can in the chest. He doesn't even move. It was like, and I literally, I thought I broke my hand. I was like, oh my god! I didn't know humans were this big and thick and strong. I was like, oh my god, that hurts so bad. So he's like, all right, he's like, you ready for a chop? I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. So I bow up, I'm like this, and Cena doesn't back up or anything. He just goes like this. I thought I was having a heart attack, dude. He hit me right in the heart. I went down. I'm down on the ground. I'm down on the ground dying, right? I'm literally, I can't breathe. I'm like, and all of a sudden I hear Tim Wakefield say, I want one of those. And I'm like, no, you don't, dude. No, you don't. But I couldn't talk because I was having a heart attack on the ground. Literally, I've never been hit like that in my life. Next thing you know, Wakefield hits John Cena. John Cena, bam, he hits Wakefield. Wakefield's right next to me, laying flat out on the ground. Next thing you know, Cena just starts hitting people. He starts chopping Jason Bay on the back. I mean, people are going down. It was incredible. And the next day, I woke up with the worst headache of my entire life. I called Marty Miller. I'm like, Marty, why did you ever send me John Cena's number? He's like, you went out with Cena last night? I go, yeah. He goes, you can't go out with Cena, dude. He goes, he's an outlaw. Those guys are outlaws. You can't drink with them. I was like, hey, thanks for telling me after the fact. So I had the worst headache for 4 days. Next day, me, Tim Wakefield, Jason Bay all had John Cena handprints in black and blue for the next 2 weeks. True story.
Well,
Jeez.
I'm thankful you told the story because your version of it is certainly a little bit more animated than the one I've heard. But I've heard Mr. Hustle, Loyalty, Respect back in the day. If you want to go sit down at a bar with old John Cena,
whoa,
you do not want to sign up for that. I've heard he could go.
Dude, he can go, and his whole goal is to put you to bed. Like, his whole goal is like a competition, like, just to put you to bed. And, like, in a bad way where, like, this doesn't work out for anybody. Don't have beers with John Cena ever. Please. Anyone out there that wants to think that's a good idea, please do not do that.
Well, rest in peace to Tim Wakefield.
Yep.
I assume that he was an incredible teammate, and obviously that came out of nowhere for the whole sports community and is incredibly sad. But whenever you hear stories like that, it just makes the memories and the celebration of life a little bit better. Thank you so much, Mayor. We appreciate you, buddy.